Captain Velnos stared at the damage report on his console and felt his chest tighten with worry. The numbers were bad, very bad. His ship, the Wandering Prophet, was dying around him, and they were far from any help. "Captain, the life support system is failing," Chief Engineer Tarek said from his station. The large reptilian engineer's scales had turned a pale gray, which meant he was scared. Tarek was never scared. "We have maybe 3 weeks of air left, 4 if we sleep in shifts and reduce activity." Velnos ran his hand over his face. His blue skin felt cold. The Kryn people were known across the galaxy as excellent traders and explorers, but right now, he felt like a failure. How could he have known that spatial anomaly would appear from nowhere? The ship had been ripped through a temporary wormhole and spat out in damaged, broken pieces. They were lucky to be alive at all. "What about the FTL drive?" Velnos asked, though he already knew the answer. "Dead," Tarek said flatly. "The jump core is cracked. We would need a full shipyard to replace it. Right now, we are stuck at sublight speeds." Velnos pulled up the star map. The nearest Galactic Coalition repair station was 6 months away at their current speed. They would be dead in 3 weeks. His crew of 12 would suffocate slowly in the cold darkness of space, and no one would ever know what happened to them. "There must be something closer," said Navigator Cirrus from her station. The young insectoid's antennae twitched nervously. "Let me check the database again." Velnos watched as Cirrus worked. She was the youngest member of his crew, fresh from the Navigation Academy. She still had hope. He did not want to take that away from her, but reality was reality. "Wait," Cirrus said suddenly. Her antennae stood straight up. "There is something. A newly discovered system, Sol. The inhabited planet is called Earth." "Earth?" Tarek's tongue flicked out in confusion. "I have heard of them. They are primitives. They barely have space travel. They only made first contact with the Coalition 5 years ago. But they are only 2 weeks away," Cirrus insisted. "Captain, it is our only chance." Velnos brought up the file on Earth. Humans. The database had limited information. They were a young species, aggressive and territorial. They had discovered faster-than-light communication 5 years ago, when a Coalition probe crashed on their planet. Since then, they had built a few space stations and colonies in their own system. 2 years ago, they achieved FTL travel using modified Coalition technology. The Coalition had sent observers but had not invited humanity to join yet. The humans were too young, too primitive. They needed another 50 years of development before they would be ready for galactic society. That was the official position. "They probably do not even have proper repair facilities," Tarek grumbled. "What can primitives do for us?" "They can give us air while we figure out something else," Velnos said. "And maybe, just maybe, they can help." "We have no other options." The crew was silent. Everyone knew he was right. "Navigator Cirrus, set course for Earth, maximum sublight speed," Velnos ordered. "Communications Officer Dren, prepare a distress signal. Use all Coalition standard frequencies. Make it clear we need emergency assistance." "Yes, Captain," Dren said. The four-armed Quellan had been quiet during the discussion, but now his fingers flew over his console. "Distress signal ready." "Send it," Velnos said. The signal went out into space, carrying their desperate plea for help. Now all they could do was wait and hope that the humans would respond. Hope that the humans would help. Hope that they would survive long enough to reach Earth. The next 2 weeks were the longest of Velnos's life. Every day the air grew a little more stale. Every day the crew moved a little slower to save oxygen. They slept in shifts with only 3 people awake at any time. The ship's power was reduced to minimum levels. The temperature dropped until they could see their breath. But the Wandering Prophet kept moving forward, limping toward the Sol system. "Captain, we are receiving a response," Dren said on the 13th day. His voice was weak from the thin air, but there was excitement in it. Velnos pulled himself to the command chair. "Play it," a voice came through the speakers. It spoke in Coalition standard with a strange accent. "Wandering Prophet, this is Earth Station Control. We have received your distress signal. We are tracking your position. Please proceed to Earth orbit. We will have repair teams standing by. Help is coming. Repeat, help is coming." Velnos felt something tight in his chest loosen. They had responded. The primitives had responded. "Send our thanks," Velnos said. "Tell them we will arrive in 30 hours. Over the next day, as they approached Earth system, more messages came. Instructions on which approach vector to use. Updates on which orbital station could accommodate their ship size. Offers of emergency supplies. The humans sounded professional, organized, and helpful. "Captain, I am picking up a lot of activity in this system," Ceres said. "There are stations around the planet Earth, stations on their moon, and a large colony on the fourth planet. There are hundreds of ships moving between them." "Hundreds?" Tarek said. The report said they were primitives. "Look at this." Ceres put the visual on the main screen. Velnos stared. Earth hung in space, a beautiful blue and green world wrapped in white clouds, but around it was a ring of structures. Space stations, shipyards, defense platforms. On the moon he could see lights marking settlements. The system was busy with activity. "This is not what I expected," Velnos said quietly. "Captain, we are being hailed by Earth Orbital Shipyard Delta 3, Dren said. "They are requesting permission to guide us in." "Granted," Velnos said. A new voice came through, female and confident. "Wandering Prophet, this is Shipyard Director Chen. We have eyes on you. We are reading significant damage to your hull and power systems. We are sending out a tug to help you dock. Once you are secure, my engineering team will board and assess the damage. Do not worry. We will take care of you." "Thank you, Director Chen," Velnos said. "We appreciate your help." "That is what neighbors are for," Director Chen said. "Welcome to Earth. Let us get you fixed up." As the Wandering Prophet was guided into the massive shipyard, Velnos looked at his crew. They all wore the same expression of surprise and hope. Maybe, just maybe, they had underestimated these humans. Maybe the primitives were not so primitive after all. The docking clamp secured the Wandering Prophet with a gentle thud that made the whole ship shudder. Velnos stood on the bridge, watching through the view screen as human workers in spacesuits moved around his damaged vessel. There were dozens of them, like insects swarming over the hull, already examining the breaches and damaged sections. "Captain, they are requesting permission to board," Dren said. "Granted," Velnos replied. He straightened his uniform and headed toward the airlock. Tarek and Ceres followed him. First contact with a new species was always important, even in emergencies. The airlock cycled open, and Director Chen floated in with 3 other humans. They moved smoothly in zero gravity, comfortable and practiced. Chen removed her helmet, revealing dark hair tied back and warm brown eyes. She smiled at them. "Captain Velnos, I presume?" she said, extending her hand. Velnos knew this gesture. It was a human greeting. He reached out and grasped her hand. Her grip was firm but not aggressive. "Director Chen, thank you for helping us," Velnos said. "Of course," Chen said simply. She looked at Tarek and Ceres. "Your engineer and navigator?" "Chief Engineer Tarek and Navigator Ceres," Velnos confirmed. Chen nodded to each of them. "Good. Tarek, my team needs to see your engine room and damage control systems. We have brought emergency power cells and atmosphere processors. Let us get your life support stable first. Everything else can wait." Tarek's scales shifted to a surprised yellow. "You are not going to discuss payment first?" Chen looked confused. "Payment? You are in trouble. We will figure out payment later. Right now, let us make sure you do not die. That is more important." She said it so simply, like it was obvious. Velnos felt something shift in his understanding of humans. In his experience, most species talked about costs before they helped. Business before charity. But these humans just started helping. "My engineer Rodriguez will work with you, Tarek," Chen continued. "Captain, why don't you and your navigator come to my office? We can discuss what happened while my team works. I will have someone bring food and drinks. You all look exhausted." An hour later, Velnos sat in Director Chen's office, which overlooked the shipyard. Through the large window, he could see his ship surrounded by human workers and repair drones. They moved with impressive efficiency. The emergency repairs were already underway. Chen placed cups in front of Velnos and Ceres. "This is coffee," she said. "It is a mild stimulant. Very popular on Earth, try it." Velnos sipped the dark liquid carefully. It was bitter, but not unpleasant. Warm. He felt a gentle energy spread through his body. Beside him, Ceres tried hers, and her antennae vibrated happily. "This is good," Ceres said. "Glad you like it," Chen said with a smile. She sat down and pulled up a holographic display. "Now tell me what happened." Velnos explained about the spatial anomaly, the damage, their desperate journey to Earth. Chen listened carefully, occasionally making notes on her display. "A spontaneous wormhole," Chen said thoughtfully. "We have only theoretical data on those. You are lucky you survived it all. Your hull design must be very strong." "Coalition standard heavy freighter design," Velnos said. "Built to last." Well, it certainly did its job, Chen said. Now let us talk about repairs. The damage is extensive. Your FTL drive core is cracked. Your hull has multiple breaches. Your power systems are barely functioning. And your life support is held together with what my team calls spit and prayers. How long will repairs take? Velnos asked quietly. And how much will it cost? Chen leaned back in her chair. Honestly, about 2 weeks for full repairs. As for cost, we need to discuss that with Earth Council. But I can tell you it will not be what you expect. What does that mean? Ceres asked. It means Earth is more interested in making friends than making profit, Chen said. We are new to galactic society. We want good relationships. Helping people in distress is a good way to start. We will charge you for materials and some labor, but at cost. No profit margin, maybe a bit of cultural exchange, some information about your people, your trade routes, that sort of thing. Velnos stared at her. You will repair our ship for almost nothing. Like I said, we want to make friends, Chen said. Besides, this is good practice for my teams. They do not get many chances to work on coalition ship designs. Down in the engine room, Tarek was having his own moment of surprise. The human engineer, Rodriguez, was a tall man with gray hair and quick hands. He moved through the wandering prophet systems like he had built them himself. This is a Xanthor M-class power core, Rodriguez said, examining the main reactor. We studied these. Good design, very reliable, but limited output. You could get 30% more power with better containment fields. The containment fields are operating within normal parameters, Tarek said defensively. Oh, I know, Rodriguez said. I am not criticizing. I am just saying we could upgrade them while we repair the damage. It would not cost much more. Tarek's tongue flicked out. Upgrade? Why would you offer to upgrade systems during a repair? Rodriguez looked at him like the question was strange. Because we are already in there fixing things. Might as well make improvements while we work. That is just efficient. Another human brought Tarek a cup of coffee. Rodriguez insisted he try it. Tarek was suspicious, but he took a sip. The liquid hit his system like lightning. His pupils dilated. His scales brightened to a sharp green, and suddenly every system problem in the engine room became crystal clear in his mind. What is this? Tarek demanded, staring at the cup. Coffee, Rodriguez said with a grin. Good, right? It helps with focus. You are going to love working with us. For the next several hours, Tarek worked alongside the human engineers. They were skilled, knowledgeable, and surprisingly innovative. They did not just fix things the way they were supposed to be fixed. They looked for better ways to do it. They asked questions. They suggested improvements, and they kept bringing him coffee. By the time Velnos returned from his meeting with Director Chen, Tarek was reviewing a list of proposed upgrades with Rodriguez. The human had suggested 17 different improvements to the Wandering Prophet, from better hull plating to more efficient power distribution to upgraded sensors. Captain, Tarek said, his scales bright with excitement, you need to see this. The humans want to upgrade our ship while they repair it. Upgrade, Velnos said. They have technology, Tarek said, speaking quickly. The coffee was definitely affecting him. Human innovations combined with coalition designs. They have been studying that crashed probe for 30 years. They took coalition technology and made it better. Stronger hull materials, more efficient reactors, better sensors. Captain, if they do half of what they suggest, the Wandering Prophet will be better than new. Velnos looked at Director Chen, who had followed him down to the engine room. Is this true? He asked. We like to tinker, Chen said with a shrug. We see a design, we think about how to improve it. It is just how humans work. If you want, we can just do straight repairs, but if you are interested, we can do better. Velnos thought about it. Every instinct told him to be suspicious. Nothing was free in the galaxy, but these humans had already helped them without asking for payment first. They had provided food, coffee, and emergency repairs, and now they offered to make his ship better. What do you want in return? Velnos asked carefully. Cultural exchange, Chen said. Tell us about your people. Share your star charts. Maybe recommend us to other traders as a repair station. Word of mouth is valuable. That is all? That is all, Chen confirmed. Is it a deal? Velnos looked at his crew. Tarek was practically vibrating with excitement, probably from the coffee. Sirius's antennae were pointed forward in eager anticipation. It is a deal, Velnos said, taking Chen's hand again. As the humans cheered and got back to work, Velnos wondered what kind of species he had found. These humans were supposed to be primitive, but nothing about them seemed primitive at all. 1 week into the repairs, Velno stood in the observation deck of shipyard Delta 3 and watched as humans worked on his ship. The wandering prophet no longer looked like a damaged freighter. It looked like something being reborn. The hull breaches had been sealed with a strange human material that Rodriguez called nanocomposite. It was stronger than the original hull plating but weighed less. The power core had been rebuilt with improved containment fields that increased output by 35%. The sensors had been upgraded with human-designed processors that could detect objects twice as far away as before. "Your ship is going to be fast," Rodriguez said, appearing beside Velnos with 2 cups of coffee. Velnos had become addicted to the drink over the past week. So had his entire crew. "Fast?" Velnos asked, accepting the cup. "The new hull plating creates less drag and sublight. The improved power core can push the engines harder. And we added some modifications to your maneuvering thrusters. You will handle like a ship half your size." Velno sipped his coffee and shook his head in amazement. "How do you know so much about coalition ship designs? You have only had access to galactic technology for 5 years. Rodriguez grinned. 32 years, actually. That probe crashed on Earth in 1993. We kept it secret for a long time. By the time we made official contact, we had already reverse-engineered most of it." "Reverse-engineered? You took it apart and learned how it worked?" "That is what humans do," Rodriguez said. "We see something, we take it apart, we figure out how it works, and then we make it better. It is our nature. Curiosity and improvement." "But you are supposed to be primitive," Velno said. "The Coalition report said you were barely space-capable." Rodriguez laughed. "The Coalition observers saw what we wanted them to see. We are young to space travel, yes, but we are not stupid. We knew we needed to learn before we made big moves. So we learned. We studied. We built. Quietly, a thought occurred to Velnos. How many shipyards does Earth have?" "Like this one?" Rodriguez considered. "About 100 in orbit around Earth. Another 50 around Mars and Luna. Maybe 30 more scattered through the system at various stations and mining operations." 200 shipyards? Velnos's voice came out as a squeak. "Earth has 8 billion people, Captain," Rodriguez said. "We have a lot of industry. We need a lot of infrastructure to support our colonies and stations. Plus, we like to build things. It is what we do." Velnos was saved from responding by Cirrus calling his communicator. "Captain, Director Chen wants to see you in her office. She says it is important." When Velnos arrived at Chen's office, he found her watching a news broadcast on her display. Her expression was serious. She gestured for him to sit. "What is wrong?" Velnos asked, feeling worry creep into his chest. "I was going to ask you the same thing," Chen said. She turned the display toward him. "This is the galactic news feed. There is a war starting in the Kryn sectors." Velnos's blood went cold. The display showed a map of Kryn space. Large portions were marked in red. "The Zelther Empire," he whispered. "They are invading Kryn colonies," Chen said gently. "I am sorry. I thought you should know." Velnos stared at the map. His homeworld was not threatened yet, but his sister's colony, the place where his family lived, was right in the path of the Zelther advance. His 3 children were there with their aunt, his nieces and nephews, all in danger. "How bad is it?" Velnos asked, his voice hollow. Chen worked her controls. "The reports say the Zelther fleet is large. Your Kryn Dominion military is fighting back, but they are spread thin. They are losing ground. We are traders and explorers," Velnos said bitterly, "not warriors. Our military is small, outdated. The Zelther are conquerors. They have been building their fleet for decades." He put his head in his hands. He was here, safe, getting his ship repaired while his family faced invasion. He should be there. He should be helping somehow. But what could one merchant captain do against a fleet? "Is your family in the affected area?" Chen asked softly. "My sister's colony, New Kryn. My children are visiting her this year." Velnos felt tears on his face. He did not try to hide them. "I should be there." "Your ship is not ready yet," Chen said. "And even if it was, what could you do alone?" "I do not know," Velnos said. "But I should try. They are my family." Chen was quiet for a long moment. Then she stood up. "Wait here. I need to make some calls." "Help yourself to coffee." She left the office. Velnos sat alone, staring at the news feed, watching his people's colonies fall one by one to the Zelther advance. He drank coffee and felt useless and helpless and far from home. An hour later, Chen returned. With her was a human in a military uniform. He was an older man with gray hair and sharp eyes. He had the bearing of someone who commanded respect. "Captain Velnos, this is Admiral Rodriguez," Chen said. "Commander Rodriguez's father," the admiral said, shaking Velnos's hand. "I command Earth Defense Fleet. Director Chen told me about your situation. I am sorry about your people." "Thank you," Velnos said, "but I do not understand why you are here." The admiral and Chen exchanged a look. Chen nodded. "Captain, we would like to show you something," the admiral said. "It is classified, but given the circumstances, we think you should see it. Will you come with us?" Confused and emotionally drained, Velnos agreed. They took a shuttle from the orbital station, flying around Earth's moon toward the far side. The side that faced away from Earth. The side that was hidden from normal traffic. "Luna Farside is restricted space," Chen explained as they flew. "No civilian traffic allowed. Military only." "Why?" Velnos asked. "You're about to find out," the admiral said. The shuttle came around a crater and Velnos saw it. His breath caught in his throat. His coffee cup slipped from his fingers and floated in the zero gravity. Ships. Dozens of ships. No, hundreds of ships. A massive fleet of warships arranged in perfect formation in the shadow of the crater. Cruisers as large as buildings. Frigates bristling with weapons. Fighters in vast squadrons, all bearing the markings of Earth. "What is this?" Velnos whispered. "This is Earth Defense Fleet," Admiral Rodriguez said. "We have been building it for 3 years. 50 cruisers, 200 frigates, 500 fighters, all equipped with the best technology we could develop. Coalition designs improved with human engineering. But why?" Velnos could not understand. "You are not at war. The Coalition has not threatened you." "No, but the galaxy is unstable," the Admiral said. "We watched the news feeds. We saw the conflicts, the border wars, the territorial disputes. We are new to this community, Captain. We are small and unknown. We decided we needed to be able to protect ourselves if necessary. So we built a fleet, quietly, and trained crews," Chen added. "We have been running war game simulations for 2 years, training against every known species tactics, testing our ships and weapons, getting ready." "Ready for what?" Velnos asked. "Ready for anything," the Admiral said simply. He turned to face Velnos directly. "Captain, I'm going to be blunt. Your people are in trouble. The Zelther are winning. But we might be able to help." "Help? How?" "We have been looking for a reason to take our fleet beyond Sol system," the Admiral said. "A way to announce ourselves to the galaxy. Helping defend innocent colonies from invasion seems like a good reason, and it would give us real combat data on our ships and tactics." Velnos felt hope surge in his chest, but he pushed it down. "The Zelther fleet is massive. This would be a real war." "We know," Admiral Rodriguez said. "That is why we are offering. We are not looking for an easy fight. We are looking to make a statement. Earth protects its friends." "We are not officially friends," Velnos said. "We only met a week ago." Chen smiled. "You came to us for help and we helped you. That makes you our friend. Besides, you and your crew have been teaching us about galactic trade routes, culture, and politics all week. You have been generous with your knowledge. We are generous with our support. There is also a practical angle," the Admiral admitted. "If we help the Kryn Dominion, we make an ally. We show the galaxy that Earth is capable and willing to defend innocent people. It is good politics and good strategy." Velnos looked out at the massive fleet. Ships built in secret by a species the galaxy thought was primitive. An entire war fleet ready to deploy and no one knew it existed. "What do you need from me?" Velnos asked. "Information," the Admiral said. "Everything you know about Zelther tactics, ship designs, and fleet composition. Your navigation data for the fastest route to the conflict zone, and permission to contact your Dominion military to coordinate." "You have it," Velnos said immediately. "All of it. Whatever you need." "Good," Admiral Rodriguez said. "Then we launch in 3 days. Your ship will be ready by then. You can join us if you want or stay here in safety. Either way, we are going to help your people." Velnos thought of his children, his sister, his people facing the Zelther invasion. Then he looked at the human fleet. "I will join you," he said. "The Wandering Prophet may not be a warship, but I will not hide while others fight for my family." "Fair enough," the Admiral said, extending his hand. "Welcome to the fleet, Captain." As they shook hands, Velnos realized something profound. He had come to Earth for repairs. Instead, he had found allies, and possibly, just possibly, salvation for his people. The next 3 days were a blur of activity. Velnos spent every waking hour with Admiral Rodriguez and the Earth Defense Fleet command staff, sharing everything he knew about the Zelther Empire. Their ship designs, their battle tactics, their preferred formations, everything he had learned in 20 years of trading in their space. The humans absorbed information like dry sand absorbed water. They asked detailed questions. They built simulations. They tested strategies. Velnos watched as the human officers debated tactics, argued about approaches, and refined their plans. They were thorough and professional. On the second day, a message came from the Kryn Dominion Military Command. Admiral Rodriguez put it on the main screen in the Fleet Operations Center. A Kryn admiral appeared, his blue skin darker than Velnos's, marked with the scars of combat. His expression was tired and wary. "I am Admiral Kortvon of the Kryn Defense Fleet," he said. "I received your transmission. Admiral Rodriguez of Earth, you claim you want to help us against the Zelther invasion." "That is correct," Admiral Rodriguez replied calmly. "Forgive my suspicion," Kortvon said, "but Earth is new to galactic affairs. You have no military reputation. You have never fought in space combat. Why should I believe you can help us when the Coalition itself has not intervened?" "Because the Coalition follows rules and protocols," Rodriguez said. "We do not. We see friends in trouble and we help. That is our rule." "Friends?" Kortvon's expression softened slightly. "You harbor one of our merchant captains, I understand." "Captain Velnos came to us damaged and in need. We repaired his ship and treated him well. He told us about the invasion and we decided to act. We have a fleet of 750 ships ready to deploy, all equipped with advanced weapons and defensive systems. All crewed and trained." Kortvon's eyes widened. 750 ships? Earth has only been space-capable for a handful of years. How is this possible? "We build fast when we are motivated," Rodriguez said with a slight smile. "And we have been motivated. We knew the galaxy was dangerous. We prepared. Now we would like to put that preparation to use helping your people. What do you want in return?" Kortvon asked suspiciously. "The chance to prove ourselves," Rodriguez said simply, "and perhaps a trade agreement when this is over. But mostly, we want to help because it is the right thing to do." Captain Velnos showed us his people's star charts. His sister's colony, New Kryn, is about to be attacked. His children are there. We would like to prevent that. Kortvon looked off screen, apparently conferring with someone. When he looked back, his expression was different. More open. Captain Velnos is a good man, an honest trader. If you helped him, then perhaps you are what you claim to be. Kortvon straightened. "Very well, Admiral Rodriguez. I accept your offer of assistance. Our fleet is defending the approaches to New Kryn, but we are outnumbered. The Zelther have a force of nearly 1,000 ships. We have 300 and many are damaged from previous engagements." "Then we will join you," Rodriguez said. "Send us coordinates." "We will arrive in 3 weeks." 3 weeks may be too long," Kortvon said grimly. "The Zelther are preparing a major assault. We estimate they will attack within 20 days. "Then we had better hurry," Rodriguez said. "Kortvon, one more thing. When we will arrive stealth. Our ships have cloaking technology. We will hide near the edge of the engagement zone. When the battle starts, we will wait for the right moment and then reveal ourselves. Surprise is a valuable weapon." "You have cloaking technology?" Kortvon looked shocked. "That is advanced military hardware. Earth has had it for only years, and you already have stealth ships." "We had theoretical research on cloaking for decades," Rodriguez said. "When we saw Coalition stealth systems, we adapted our theories. Human innovation plus Coalition technology equals surprising results. You will see." After the transmission ended, Velnos approached the Admiral. "Thank you," he said quietly, "for doing this." "Thank your crew," Rodriguez said. "They taught us about Kryn culture, about your people's dedication to family and honor, about your sister's colony and the people there. They made it personal for us. We are not just defending an abstract colony. We are defending a place where real people live, where children play, where families love each other. That matters to us." On the third day, the wandering prophet was returned to Velnos. He walked through his ship with Tarek and Cirrus, marveling at the changes. It barely looked like the same vessel. The hull gleamed with new plating. The engines hummed with power. The bridge had upgraded displays and control systems. Even the crew quarters had been improved with better life support and comfort systems. "This is not a repair," Tarek said in awe. "This is a rebirth, Captain. Our ship is now better than 90% of the freighters in the galaxy. The humans also added something special, Ceres said, pointing to a new control panel. Defensive shields. Military grade. They said every ship should be able to protect itself. And look at this. Tarek brought up the weapons display. They installed point defense lasers for shooting down missiles or debris. They said they are standard on all Earth ships, even civilian ones. Velno shook his head. These humans prepared for everything. They thought about protection and defense as naturally as breathing. What kind of species lived like that? Director Chen arrived with a large container. One more thing, she said with a smile. We know you are addicted to this now. She opened the container. It was full of coffee. Hundreds of sealed packages of coffee beans and ground coffee. This is enough for a year, Chen said. Consider it a gift. Also, here are instructions for preparing it properly. And a coffee maker for your ship. Cannot have you going through withdrawal in space. Sirius's antennae vibrated with joy. Tarek's scales turned a happy bright green. Even Velnos found himself smiling. You have given us so much, Velnos said. A repaired ship, upgrades, coffee. And now you risk your fleet for my people. Why? What drives humans to be so generous? Chen considered the question. I think it is because we know what it is like to struggle. Earth has a long history of conflict, disaster, and hardship. We learned that people survive by helping each other, that communities thrive when they support their members. We took that lesson to the stars. When we see someone who needs help, we help. That is who we are. And if we had been enemies? Velnos asked. If we had come with hostile intent? Chen's expression hardened slightly. Then you would have learned why we built 750 warships. We are generous to friends and ruthless to enemies. Fortunately, you chose to be friends. The launch day arrived. Velnos stood on the bridge of the Wandering Prophet and watched as the Earth Defense Fleet assembled. 750 ships arranged in perfect formation, cruisers in the center, frigates surrounding them, fighters in quick strike squadrons. It was beautiful and terrifying. Admiral Rodriguez's voice came over the fleet-wide channel. All ships, this is Rodriguez. Today we take humanity's first steps as a galactic military force. We go to defend innocent people from aggression. We go to help a friend in need. We go to show the galaxy that Earth stands for justice and protection. We are not looking for glory. We are not looking for conquest. We are looking to do what is right. Let us do it well. Fleet, prepare for FTL jump on my mark. Velnos activated his own FTL drive, the new jump core humming with power. Around him, hundreds of human ships charged their drives. Jump in 3, 2, 1 mark, Rodriguez ordered. Space twisted. The stars stretched. And 751 ships vanished from Sol system, heading toward war. In his command chair, Velnos gripped his armrests and thought of his children. He thought of his sister's colony. And he thought of the humans who had helped him when he was desperate, who had become his friends in days and who were now rushing to save his family. The galaxy was about to learn what humanity was capable of. And Velnos suspected the lesson would be memorable. The human fleet emerged from FTL 3 weeks later at the edge of the new Kryn system. Velnos stood on his bridge, watching the tactical display with his heart pounding. They had arrived just in time. Captain, I am detecting massive fleet activity near New Kryn, Cirrus reported, her antennae twitching nervously. The Zelther attack force. They are beginning their assault. Velnos could see it on the display. Nearly 1,000 Zelther warships arranged in a massive assault formation. They were advancing on the planet, where 300 Kryn defense ships tried desperately to hold them back. The battle had already started. Weapons fire lit up the darkness of space. Admiral Rodriguez's voice came through on a secure channel. All Earth ships activate stealth systems. Move to positions Alpha through Gamma. Stay hidden until my signal. Remember the plan. Around the Wandering Prophet, the human fleet seemed to vanish. Their cloaking systems activated, making them invisible to sensors and eyes alike. Velnos knew they were there, spreading out to surround the Zelther fleet in 3 groups. But he could not see them. Captain, Admiral Court Vaughn is hailing us, Dren said. Velnos accepted the transmission. The Kryn admiral appeared on screen. His ship was clearly damaged, scorch marks visible on the hull behind him through the view screen. Velnos, you made it, Court Vaughn said, but I do not see the Earth fleet. Where are they? They are here, Velnos said. I'm hidden. They are waiting for the right moment. We are losing, Court Vaughn said bluntly. The Zelther have us outnumbered 3-1. We have destroyed nearly 50 of their ships, but we have lost 80 of ours. They are pushing us back toward the planet. In another hour, they will begin bombardment. The humans have a plan, Velnos said. Trust them. I hope you are right, Kortvan said. Because if not, New Kryn falls today. The transmission ended. Velnos watched as the Zelther fleet pressed forward. The Kryn ships fought bravely, but they were being overwhelmed. Ship after ship fell to the concentrated fire. The Zelther were brutal and efficient. They had done this before, conquered other systems, destroyed other defenders, but they had never fought humans before. Captain, Admiral Rodriguez is on the command channel, Dren said. Velnos listened as Rodriguez spoke to the entire Earth fleet. All ships, the Zelther, are committed to their attack. They are focused on the Kryn defenders. They think they have already won. Let us show them they are wrong. On my mark, decloak and open fire. Hit them hard and fast. Show no mercy to those who threaten innocent lives. For Earth, for our friends. For justice, mark. Space exploded with light. 750 human warships appeared as if from nowhere, surrounding the Zelther fleet on 3 sides. For a moment there was shocked silence on all channels. Then the humans opened fire. It was devastating. The human cruisers unleashed main batteries that tore through Zelther shields like paper. The frigates launched missile swarms that overwhelmed point defenses. The fighters swept through the Zelther formation, striking at engines and weapon systems with precise, deadly accuracy. The Zelther fleet scrambled to respond. Their admiral, a massive reptilian named Korzath, appeared on open channels, his voice full of rage. What is this? Who dares interfere with the Zelther Empire? Identify yourselves. Admiral Rodriguez's face appeared on the same channel, calm and cold. This is Admiral John Rodriguez of the Earth Defense Fleet. We are here to escort our friends home. Stand down immediately or we will destroy your fleet. Korzath laughed, a harsh, cruel sound. Earth, the primitives? You dare threaten the Zelther Empire with your toy ships? We will crush you along with the Kryn. That was your chance, Rodriguez said quietly. You should have taken it. All ships, weapons free. Show them what humans can do. The battle that followed would be studied in military academies across the galaxy for generations. The humans fought with a combination of precision, aggression, and coordination that stunned everyone watching. They moved as one unified force, each ship supporting the others, each squadron working in perfect harmony. The Zelther fleet was larger, but size meant nothing against human tactics. The Earth ships used their superior sensors to track every Zelther vessel. They used their advanced computers to calculate firing solutions faster than any other species. They used their innovative weapons to strike from unexpected angles. Velnos watched in awe as human frigates performed maneuvers that should have been impossible for ships their size. They danced through the battle space, dodging fire, striking weak points, coordinating attacks that destroyed Zelther cruisers 3 times their size. The human fighters were even more impressive. They moved in precise formations, attacking in waves, retreating before the enemy could respond, then striking again from a different direction. They were like schools of predatory fish, overwhelming individual targets through sheer coordination and speed. Captain, Tarek said, his voice filled with wonder. The humans are not just fighting, they are dominating. I have never seen anything like this. They said they trained for 2 years, Velnos replied. They ran simulations against every known species tactics. They prepared for this. On the command channel, Admiral Rodriguez directed the battle with calm efficiency. Group Alpha, focus fire on their command ship. Group Beta, cut off their retreat route. Group Gamma, protect the Kryn defenders. Fighters, I want those Zelther carriers neutralized. Move. The humans moved. The Zelther command ship, massive and heavily armored, found itself under concentrated fire from 20 human cruisers. Its shields flickered and failed. Its hull cracked. Explosions blossomed along its length. Korzath appeared on the channel again, his face full of fear now instead of rage. What are you? How is this possible? We are humans, Rodriguez said, and we protect our friends. This is your last chance. Surrender or be destroyed. Korzath cut the transmission and tried to order his fleet to retreat, but the humans had anticipated this. They had positioned ships to block the escape routes. The Zelther fleet was trapped, surrounded, and being systematically destroyed. 40 minutes after the battle began, Korzath surrendered. His fleet had lost over 300 ships. The rest were damaged and unable to fight. The humans had lost 7 ships with another 20 damaged. The difference was staggering. Admiral Kortvan's voice came over the fleet channel, filled with emotion. Admiral Rodriguez, on behalf of the Kryn Dominion, I thank you. You saved us. You saved New Kryn. You saved my people. We are glad we could help, Rodriguez replied. And now, if you will excuse me, I have some prisoners to process and some diplomacy to handle. Captain Velnos, you are clear to approach New Kryn. I believe you have family waiting for you. Velnos felt tears on his face. Thank you, Admiral. Thank you. The wandering prophet broke formation and headed toward New Kryn. As Velnos guided his ship into orbit, he received a transmission from the surface. His sister's face appeared on the screen, and behind her he could see his 3 children. Velnos, his sister cried. We heard about the battle. We saw the ships. You brought help. I brought friends, Velnos said, watching his children wave at the screen. Very good friends. 3 days later, Velnos sat in Admiral Rodriguez's ready room aboard the flagship. Outside the window, the human fleet was arranged in orbit around New Kryn. On the planet's surface, celebrations continued. The Kryn people were treating the humans as heroes. The Galactic Coalition has been very interested in what happened here, Rodriguez said, sipping his coffee. They sent 3 emergency delegations. Apparently a species with no military reputation destroying a major Imperial fleet in under an hour has caused quite a stir. What will you tell them? Velnos asked. The truth, Rodriguez said. That Earth is ready to join the galactic community. That we are willing to trade, to share knowledge, to make friends, but also that we are capable of defending ourselves and our allies, that we will not tolerate aggression against innocent people. The galaxy thought humans were primitive, Velnos said. We were, Rodriguez admitted, but we learn fast. We adapt, we improve. That is what makes us human. We take what we know, we add our own innovations, and we create something new. Coalition technology plus human ingenuity equals something the galaxy was not ready for. What happens now? Velnos asked. Now the real work begins, Rodriguez said. Diplomacy, trade agreements, cultural exchanges, building relationships. This battle showed the galaxy that Earth is strong. Now we need to show them we are also wise, fair, and good neighbors. A week later, Velnos prepared to depart. His ship was fully repaired, upgraded, and loaded with gifts from grateful Kryn families. His children were safely with him, excited about visiting Earth. His sister had sent enough Kryn delicacies to fill a cargo hold. Admiral Rodriguez and Director Chen came to see him off. You are always welcome at Earth, Chen said. You are our first real friend in the galaxy. That means something to us. And you are always welcome in Kryn space, Velnos replied. My people will never forget what you did for us. One more thing, Rodriguez said. He handed Velnos a data chip. These are coordinates for Earth monitoring stations throughout this sector. If you ever need help, if you are ever in trouble, contact us. We take care of our friends. Velnos took the chip, feeling its weight. I came to Earth for repairs, he said quietly. I received so much more. Enhancements for my ship.